2022 GSL Season 2. Africa TV, Freak Up Studio, live. 2022 GSL Season 2.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to another day of the GSL Code S. Thank you for joining us on this Tuesday. I know it's not when we're normally on, but DreamHack Valencia is just around the corner, so we had to squeeze in day one of Group B today.
That's right, and we are going to have some time off after that while people are traveling to Valencia. But yeah, it was a great day yesterday. I think we had some very good games. We also had a few bad games.
Yeah, I mean, it was fun. I think the early part of Group A yesterday was really exciting. The games that started everything off. Kind of a rough CVZ to end it, I think.
Yeah.
And so we're going to be in Group B now. Now, it's going to be the same thing as yesterday, where we can't draw any major conclusions for the first day of a group since we have 2 days to get through each group. So we're going to start to see the bones form here for what it's going to start to look like. But once we do day 2 of Group B, we're going to know who's actually advancing.
That's right. And, you know, Group A, we have a decent idea of how that's going to go down, but craziness did happen last time where some people rebounded on the second day. So we'll withhold judgment a little bit on that. A nice group here today. Do you have, like, one that you think is actually stronger between the two groups?
Well, most of my attention, at least looking at Group A, was really about Hero. He's been really exciting to watch. And you know, we have these moments in the meta where there is a growth spurt. And then we see, you know, in this case, it's Protoss really take on the Zerg in a different way, which is exciting, especially after we've seen a lot of build order stagnation and meta stagnation. To see something like that happen has been super cool. Looking at our group today, I mean, certainly Creator is the guy I've also been giving my attention to. Sorry, it's just Protoss players for me today, but, you know, with Creator's run, in the last season, being as exciting as it was, I wonder, can he do it again here, or was it kind of a one-off?
Yeah. And honestly, I think looking at the two groups, I feel like Group B is a bit stronger. I look at these 5 players, RagnaroK, Creator, Bunny, Dark, and Cure, and all 5 seem like people who can get in the round of 6. Yeah, maybe RagnaroK is a little bit of an underdog, but I think he's been playing well, and he's got some different strats. So yeah, I'm interested about today to see exactly what type of form they're going to bring. Is RagnaroK going to do mostly proxy hatcheries? Like, it's hard to say.
Yeah, and I think to start this off here with Dark and Creator being our first match, that's going to be a lot of fun. We've got an interview now. Go ahead, Andy.
In yesterday's Group A matches, Maru and Hero, who have had bitter losses last season, managed to play really well. How will the Group B players perform tonight? We're going to have an interview with the Group B players. RagnaroK, Dark, Bunny, Cure, and Creator. Hello, everyone. Hello. Alright, so we're going to have an interview with the Group B players. So we're going to have an interview with the Tier 1 player of Group B first, RagnaroK. So RagnaroK, you started off with a Tier 1 this season. How do you feel? Is it kind of embarrassing, RagnaroK? A little bit, but you know, there's a finalist Creator right behind me, so it's a little bit embarrassing. So, you know, picking the maps first as a Tier 1 player, it was kind of awkward today. But I do feel really happy. And Maru, being a Tier 1 player, he got 2 wins yesterday, so I'm going to try to get 2 wins as well. Alright, then a question for you, RagnaroK. Is there one certain player that you have no confidence to lose to? Just one player. It's kind of hard to pick just one particular player. But I think there might be one player who seeks revenge against me. But I think I can defeat every player here, all the players. Wow. Great determination there, RagnaroK. And that is right. In the round of 20, all the Tier 1 players got eliminated one after another. And Creator and Dark managed to pull through despite the upsets. So question for you guys. So Creator, you first. And Creator, you always were unhappy that your group was always a group of death. And today's group, is this a group of death? I think so, yes. Why? Why is that? I mean, all the players here are very formidable opponents. So I believe that this is a group of death again. But Creator, you managed to move on to the finals last season. I think that was kind of like just a passing win, just a passing finals. Right, then from Dark's perspective, do you think this is a group of death? Well, I'm a tier 3 player here. So there are all the tier 1, tier 2 senpais here, so I don't think I have in a position to say that. So do you think you can come first place today? Well, you know, before coming here, I had that mindset. But I think today the competition is going to be fierce, so I'm not sure. And there are two players, Bunny and Cure, who have not able to experience the round of 10 format last season due to getting eliminated earlier on. So Cure, are you happy with the group today? You know, apart from Dark, there aren't really players with great achievements, but they have been on a roll, so I'm kind of scared. Wow, you're saying that apart from Dark, there are no players with great careers. Or then Bunny, how do you feel about this group? I mean, recently these players have all been performing really well, and I mean all the round of 10 players are really good. So I think Group A and Group B, they don't differ much, but I think this is going to be an exciting match today. So you're playing against Dark and Creator today, Bunny. And they are the finalists and the semi-finalists of last season. So how much preparation did you make? Well, I'm playing Dark first. So I did make the ratio 6-4 Dark to Creator. So Dark 6 and Creator 4 in terms of preparation. The Creator. You will be playing against Bunny today, so what expectations do you have coming into that match? I mean, we are in the same team, we know each other too well, so I did think a lot about this matchup. I think it's going to be an exciting match for the viewers. And today's match is going to be very instrumental to your overall ranking after week 2. So before we wrap this up, any last thing you want to say? RagnaroK, you first, the tier 1 player. Well, these days it's really fun to play on stage, so I'm gonna try to have fun today. Then Dark, your turn. Well, as a tier 3 player, I'm gonna try to empty my mind and try to play to the best of my ability. Creator. Same as for me, you know, I have had so much fun playing on stage recently, so I'm gonna try to have fun as well. Bunny. I believe I'm the tier 3 player, so as a tier 3 player, I'm gonna try to play well. Cure. I'm playing against 2 Zergs, and my Zerg is my weakness. And if I can just get over this well, I believe I can play well in the later matches. Alright, so that was the interview with the 5 players performing in Group A. And Creator, Dark, RagnaroK, they have played really well last season, going past the round of 6. And the 2 Terrans as well, Bunny and Cure, looking very fierce these days. How will this group turn out to be? We're going to dive into the matches.
Thank you, Andy. Excellent work as always. So, quick refresher here, guys. We have a new format for the round of 10 now for GSL.
What?
That's right. So instead of it being like the old days where we have, you know, 2 players advancing, 2 players getting knocked out, we've done round robin. So we're going to go into this. Everybody's going to play everybody. It's going to take 2 days. So we're going to have half of Group B done today, and then we're going to have some time off because of DreamHack over in Spain. And then when we come back, we're going to close out Group A and Group B and go to the next stage.
Yeah, yeah. And, I mean, it was kind of interesting in the first season. It's just very nice and fresh to have this new format.
Yeah, it's a welcome change, in my opinion.
Yeah, by the end of the year, I think we're going to have a good idea whether we really like it, prefer it, perhaps, over the other format.
I think it's good to have changes like this, especially when you have a show that's been this seasoned, you know.
What's a third format we could do?
I don't know.
What do you think about
I'm trying to think of another format that would actually be? I think it would always be worse, though, right? I mean, what we do.
I could see I'm kind of a big fan of brackets. I could see like group stage into a round of 16 bracket.
Pro gamers hate brackets.
They hate brackets.
They prefer the group stage, but there is something nice.
Do they prefer parentheses?
But I think this way is fun. We get a lot more games to get to kind of see where everybody's at. The brutality of brackets can be that the two players that are the very, very best might just meet in the round of 32 or something.
Exactly.
And then one just gets eliminated, and it's like, yeah, you're at the bottom.
That's right. Dark is a tier 3 player, man. We just heard it in the interview.
That's right.
This is the way things are sometimes.
We should keep in mind as well, we do have a new map here. Cosmic Sapphire.
Yes. Cosmic Sapphire. It seems interesting so far. Very small chokes and everything.
And it looks like we're finally ready to get our first game going. This is going to be RagnaroK versus Creator. Now, if you followed last season at GSL, you're probably very interested in how Creator's going to do. Creator's a guy who was basically getting the bottom results for almost the entire history of GSL. He had a very strong performance right when the game came out, and then he basically was like a round of 32, round of 16 player.
No, he was even worse than that, honestly. You're being too kind.
Okay, sorry.
He was I didn't qualify / round of 32 player.
Yeah, he wasn't even here all the time.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
He would occasionally make it in, and we'd think, okay, well, let's see how he does. And usually he wouldn't do well. And also a very emotional player. He really wore his heart on his sleeve here. And definitely was haunted by loss after loss after loss. And what's pretty incredible is that then he made it to the finals of the last GSL, only to lose to Rogue. And of course, there's no shame in losing to Rogue. I mean, Rogue is pretty much the strongest Zerg in the region and oftentimes the best player in our region. He's won several GSLs now. And so the question is, was that a one-off, or is Creator going to do it again? And this is going to be a real test here in Group B, because he's going to have to play every other player. A lot of different opponents here, so it's going to be interesting. RagnaroK has been steadily improving, but I think it's fair to say Creator is certainly the favorite here.
Yeah. You can't argue that too much with how well he did, but RagnaroK is deadly right now. He has some really interesting plays he's been doing. We'll talk about that more as we get into it.
All right, guys, 2,000 atmospheres to start off this best of 3, RagnaroK versus Creator.
Alpha X, RagnaroK. Team NV, Creator.
Right. Are we going to proxy hatch right off the bat, man?
It looks like it. How close is it actually going to be? Is it going to be on the base, or because we've seen a lot of different types of proxy hatches here. So that drone is just going to be moving over there for now, but it looks like he's getting closer and closer to having enough minerals to do this. Is he going to make it right on the expansion?
Yep. And this is actually getting hilarious at this point between these two seasons. I want to say over half of his games have been proxy hatches.
Yeah, he seems to really be on a real run with this build. Now, whenever I see a build order like this, there has to be some perfect response. Otherwise, everybody would do this all the time.
Well, maybe he's going to change it so everyone does it all the time.
Maybe that's when all hatches are just made at the natural.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of times where it's 4 probes that come down, but here he was actually already getting a Zealot. So, yeah, I mean, it's still slowing this down a lot, right? It's giving you a good intel. You know what they have at their front.
Yeah, there's not a nexus being made, right? I mean, you can't if the hatchery's there. So this is kind of a cool idea. I'm wondering where exactly this goes from here. And I don't even know the full plans for the Zerg. I mean, obviously, it's going to interrupt what the Protoss is trying to do, but is it like you just want the creep to leave there? Because it's going to be stopped right before it can even finish. The drone now going to go up into the main.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see Creator try to deal with this, because he is making the 2 Adepts, which is very, very standard here when someone does this to you. Ling speed gets way slowed down, so the 2 Adepts actually have a lot of potential damage-wise.
Right, and especially
it's
if they
very
get near
annoying
the
trying
workers.
to defend them.
Okay, so he kills that drone off. And, you know, I got to ask myself, you know, how good of a position is the Zerg going to be in? Because right now, I don't feel like Creator's really been thrown off that much at all.
No, not too much. But RagnaroK definitely practices this position more than anyone else in the world, right? Like, he's doing it so much that he's going to have some insights into exactly how to parry everything that comes. Like, I guarantee you he knows exactly what to do here, because he does this all the time. And this is such a this has been like how you play against an offensive hatchery forever.
Yeah, you come out and try to do you know, as much damage as you can. Even forcing that drone to become a spine crawler, only to be canceled later on, is pretty good.
Yeah, he did lose a single drone there, so that is a little bit annoying. Not the end of the world, though. Ling speed a little over halfway done. We're going to have that Oracle popping out. And not that much done, really, with the Adepts, right? It's like he got a canceled building, he got a drone. That's about it.
So, I mean, I do wonder, for RagnaroK, I mean, obviously, since he's done this so many times and been very effective at it, you know, what is now the plan to play this game out, right? I mean, you did force 2 Adepts. Even though I think the Adepts are a good move, you are kind of in control of development. The Overlord's going to scout and see that Oracle coming out. So you know it's going to be Stargate tech. He started an Oracle and then canceled it. We'll see after this Overlord's killed off if he's going to actually commit to that.
Yeah. So the Oracle's flying up right now. 3 spores are being made. Andy has some queens, so unsure exactly how much damage you'll get done. Like, you can dive in and still get some drones here. Okay, a couple to start. Ooh, the transfer, no good there with the Oracles out. Gets a 3rd.
And it's going to just be more development. Honestly, I feel like Creator's already kind of winning this with how much damage he's done here.
Okay.
Like, the Zerg is you know, on 3 bases.
Yeah.
They're right now pretty much even on workers. This is pretty big, though, for RagnaroK, actually. The Lynx to come in here and get this, I don't know.
A forced cancel would be amazing.
Yeah.
For sure. And Creator is still sending units out. He really doesn't want this to be canceled. And it looks like he'll just have enough to push these Lings back. Okay, so good hold right there. But look, RagnaroK is still droning like really quickly here. There's not that many units out for Creator, so like the pressure he can put on is very minimal. Oh, another Oracle's being made, and he added a 2nd Stargate, and he's going double Oracle.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
wow.
Oh, my God.
Okay, so how long is this going to go on for? And let's keep in mind, we could end up seeing this kind of pair with some of the stuff we saw Hero do later on. He is going to get a Twilight Council. We might see Blink, we might see Stalkers.
It's possible.
But double Stargate is really interesting to me.
Yeah, we haven't really seen anything like this in a very long time. There was a metagame at one point where literally you just go mass Oracles and it would beat everything. But the game has changed since then.
That was many, many years ago.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I look at this and I got to say I'm kind of excited. I mean, I'm really curious what's going to be next in this build. Like, you know, is he going to stop making Oracles for a little bit? He goes for Glaives.
Oh gosh, this is so interesting.
This is really innovative. Now, you know, there might be a reason why we haven't seen this that often. I mean, keep in mind the Oracles, I mean, we all know this, but it's easy to forget when you see a bunch of them. You know, they can't attack endlessly, right?
Yeah.
They do a lot of damage, but then that stops. They use up their energy. So let's see what happens. Keep in mind the Zerg has no idea that this is actually what the tech is.
Yeah, he's about to, because an Overseer just popped.
Right.
But the Oracles are actually going to hit him basically as he finds out about this. So, yeah, let's see what he can get done. He sees the 2nd Stargate. He sees an Oracle being made. He has to be a little bit confused about this. And, I mean, he has 5 Oracles right now. We have 4 in this little group. You can kill a hell of a lot of drones with this, man.
Yeah, you are just going to be able to click down workers with ease. So we already see 4 drones killed there, just one.
Oh, he's going to force a cancel, too.
Oh, that's funny.
Can't
And
stop
I guess
that.
it comes out right around that time that 4th base is going to be taken. And Zerg doesn't really have any recourse for that, you know, unless you're going to get Mutalisks or something that can really fight that. Queens aren't going to be able to get over there in time to protect that. Now, how is this attack with the Roaches going to fare? Because I don't feel like he has anything that's good at fighting Roaches. Roach is pretty much wrecked.
Well,
you know,
the Oracles are all coming back. So as long as he has okay energy, he'll just power everything down anyways.
Yeah.
This is kind of the nice thing about Oracles. They can do a similar job to the Void Rays.
Yeah.
It's
just
like you have to
not
be
forever.
careful about using. Yeah. But really, you don't need them to do it forever. Like,
That's
you kill
true.
this one Roach attack, you're good. That's it. That's all you need.
All right, so he kills that last Roach off. We heard him scream in pain. And there's a 4th base being made on the center right. The Oracles are going to graze over it.
I'm going to start throwing down some stasis wards here.
And the Adepts are going to come up in here for a fight.
This is such a wild-looking strategy, man.
This is crazy. And is he going to finish? He's going to let some of them finish over there. I think a pretty bad move, honestly, with all the Lings that are there. Blink is coming, and a 4th Nexus is being made. It doesn't seem like the Oracles have enough energy to take out that hatchery at the center right at 3 o'clock. But Protoss is basically becoming even with the Zerg here, which is usually worrisome if you're a Zerg player.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. As far as, I mean, it's like a Depth versus Ling Roach, but you also have all of those Oracles, which as long as they have some energy, you're going to be fine defensively. But with this Spire finishing up, this is going to be very interesting where he wants to go with this Spire. Do you go Mutas? You're against double Stargate. Do you go, like, you could go Mutas and back it up with Corruptors. Now, he's just going straight into Corruptor here, which obviously can deal with the Oracles. But there's like Blink being made. I don't know. This is such a wild game.
Yeah, this is really interesting. It seems like we're going to end up in a position here where it's going to be a lot more aggression from the Protoss here, especially with Blink finishing. And this is the thing, man, is you can just sacrifice the Oracles, dive bomb in there, and kill off workers. Right now, the Zerg has 69 workers to the 83, and Creator's going to expand again.
Dude, crazy.
This is wild, man.
Yeah, it's looking hero-esque at this point for sure, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think he even made a gateway wall over at that 4th base. The fact that he's taking a 5th right now, like, he definitely changed what Hero was doing, right? Double Stargate Oracle. He went Glaives first here, which I don't believe we've seen Hero do at all. This is fantastic, though. Like, this feels very tough for RagnaroK.
This looks like a very modified version of what Hero does.
Yeah.
Like, it had a very
there's inspiration
start.
From Hero, but it's definitely like his own thing.
It's his own voice here for sure.
Yeah.
Now, all that being said, I mean, the Zerg is almost maxed out. We just got to see how this army is going to, you know, be able to fight what Protoss has.
Dude, this is so cool. This is such a cool play from Creator. Anyone who this is not their favorite Protoss player right now, like, what are you even doing?
Oh, I mean, it's so cool to see. Now, he's going to move out here. I don't see sentries with this, which means you can only dance away for so long.
That is a lot of Stalkers.
It's kind of an absurd amount, really.
Like, he is maxed out at the moment. Oh my god, the Stasis Warp saves him.
That's so funny.
Oh my god.
All right, so he's going to come up here and try to take this fight. And again, I mean, you can only blink away for so long. The Zerg really wants to fight you, they can.
Yeah, the Baneling's trying to come up here. Little tag goes down. Oh, the Banelings do get unfrozen. Gonna try to roll in. Oh, they're gonna get in there. Kill a few probes. Not the end of the world though when you have over 80 workers.
Yeah. Frees up some of your supply to make more Stalkers.
Overcharge goes down. Powers that down very, very, very quickly. And while this actually looks pretty good for RagnaroK right now, yeah, Creator is going to lose that base, which means if he wants it, RagnaroK can probably kill the base on the right as well. But I think he's going to live through this, and I think he's actually going to be okay as well, even though he's losing a fair amount here. His worker count is still very high, and, like, for instance, those Corruptors, not so useful anymore.
Yeah, he's going to just overpower him here with these Stalkers.
Yeah.
of a funny game we have here. Again, the Protoss has actually outgrown the Zerg. Even with that base going down, there's actually another one that's going to come in just to the right of that. So, I mean, the whole development of this game is very unusual. Now, the question I've got is can Protoss punch back? Also, just one little idea I want to put out there is that, you know, when Hero does it, he gets the Stalkers out very early when the Zerg is really trying to get into late game, whereas in this game, Creator did something very different, but he's trying to get the mass Stalkers into the end game. And it does seem like Zerg is already, you know, a little bit too big to fail here. Okay. Whereas, you know, when Hero did it, he seemed to be kind of in their face when they're just not quite ready to have, you know, exchanges happen.
Yeah. Well, I think if Creator can max out again before they actually trade, I think he'll be good, because this is still a very mid-game composition from RagnaroK. Like, his quality is not growing. He's just making the same stuff again. That overcharge doing some work, does end up getting popped. Oracle's still being worth quite a bit. Oh, that's a nice move right there, but a DT, tit for tat.
Yeah, this is a pretty nice kill here on the Nexus. Looks like most of the Corruptors are going to be cleaned up in the process. You know, honestly, as good of a job as RagnaroK's done, I do feel like Creator's kind of climbed back on top here in this fight.
Yeah, RagnaroK is getting things done, but like Creator has gotten himself big enough that even though he's taking a bunch of damage, if this was a more regular PvZ, we would have already had to call it, because you just wouldn't have had 80+ probes, you wouldn't have had 6 Nexuses. But here it's like, yeah, you kill a Nexus, maybe you kill 2, and he's still on like 5. It's crazy.
And keep in mind, every time these Stalkers come in here and hit, if Creator controls successfully, Zerg is actually eating more damage than the Protoss is. So it can look like it's this kind of endless back and forth, but eventually the value's been extracted in the fight. And, you know, you get into a better and better position here.
Yeah, especially when you're making this, again, same army over and over. Like, he's making 9 Banes right now. And he's trying to get this kind of overwhelming army that we've seen him use in the past. But in this particular circumstance, it just doesn't seem anywhere near as strong.
Yeah.
Right? This is not a Protoss trying to hold his, like, new 4th base. This is a very active group of Blink Stalkers where we're just not getting that same type of value with the Banelings.
So, I mean, Zerg is living through this. I don't know if there's much more room to try to take stuff on the map. We are at the point in time where a lot of gas is being dumped into Banelings, so we want to watch the next minute or two here very carefully and see exactly how the fights are going to go down.
Archon's being added in now. That is going to be absolute pain for RagnaroK. You know, when you start hitting a decent amount of Archons against a composition like this, like Blink Stalker Archon, the Banelings are just going to be garbage.
Garbo, dude.
They're not going to be able to hit anything except Archons, which, like, want them, right? What is it, 17 Banes to kill an Archon or something like that?
I'm going to send these Zealots behind. This is cute. All right, the Banes are continuing to come, but you can see the Stalkers are a little bit faster than them off creep, so they can get away pretty easily here.
Another move from those Corruptors. I'd love to see it. It looks like he won't be able to get it this time, though.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea, though, honestly. Uh-oh. Oh, I thought he might not be watching there. These Oracles doing so much damage to these Banes, dude. Wow.
The Oracle's still giving that value is amazing. Bane's just kind of all over the map right now, but I think that Creator is getting very close to just winning the game.
Yeah, it just seems like we're almost to the point where he's just going to overpower him.
Yeah.
And he's finally, we got to the point where push has come to shove here. He's going to come down into this location and just hit so hard. Oh my God, there's just so many Stalkers.
There's so many.
It's ridiculous. We're probably going to see GG any second now. I got to say, man, Creator, really inspirational play in this game. Super impressive. There it is, GG.
Yeah. And RagnaroK tried to continue to use that style that we saw before in the previous phase, but like he was playing against something a little bit different. This economy is so large for Creator the way that he's playing it. Like, his Oracles gave him enough defense and enough mobility, enough harassment and everything. I think they did a lot better than Void Rays would have been in this situation. Even the Stasis Ward's coming up big several times. But like, even though RagnaroK is killing a Nexus here, killing 10, 12 probes here, you know, all over the place, it doesn't matter. It's just Creator has so much, keeping that pressure on. Beautifully done. Awesome game.
I'm looking forward to game 2 so much now.
Yeah.
I want to see if Creator has any other cool ideas at play here. We're seeing a revolution right now in the Protoss race against Zerg, man. It's very fun.
Yeah.
Always exciting, always welcome. Right now, oh, excuse me, guys. We're already in game 2. All right, RagnaroK versus Creator continues on.
I came for war.
Alpha X, RagnaroK. Team NV, Creator.
Pool first. All right, cool, cool.
It's funny, I actually almost forgot this. I was thinking back to the other game. Let's not forget that that game started out with a hatchery put over at Creator's expansion.
Very true.
It's easy to focus so much on the end game, but we always have to appreciate how games start because that ripples into how they end up,
It truly does.
ending here. Welcome to the studio, guys. So good to have an audience again here. Especially on a Tuesday, we never have a GSL on Tuesday.
Yeah, that's a very good point, actually.
Whenever we have these schedule changes, sometimes we have different audience members come that have never been here before because that's the day they're free.
Yeah, yeah.
From Holland, welcome.
Nice.
You beautiful person. Yeah, man. Guys, if you can make it out to Korea, you got to come to the studio.
Oh, it's the best time you'll ever have in your whole life.
Yeah. Where esports started, man.
Yeah, watching StarCraft live, it hits different, man. There's something so
fun.
epic and
you know,
awesome.
the audience is getting excited, and you can see the players down there, and
yeah,
it's cool, man.
There's nothing quite like sitting around with a group of people that want to see the same cool stuff you do.
Yeah, totally.
And then seeing it.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And when you guys come in, even if it looks like there's no seats, someone will get a chair and give you a seat.
Yeah, yeah. You'll be all right.
Now, in this game, we don't have any hatchery shenanigans.
Nope.
I'm sorry, what is happening?
Oh,
wait.
He's doing the drone pull.
Oh.
Okay, so it's a drone lane drill.
Okay. Oh, I'm glad that we caught that. I was like not looking at the screen, kind of expecting normal development. So this is like a crazy attack.
Yeah, you're going to drill through. Basically, if you do not SimCity instantly and perfectly, you're dead. And the drones are coming from such an angle that it's like impossible, man.
Yeah.
The odds of him catching this correctly is so low.
Yeah.
Now, if you do get the wall up, it becomes a rout very quickly.
Oh! Okay, he doesn't block.
Yeah.
Can he block behind the pylon? Is there any kind of...
Well, he's going to try because you have to. But look, he just hold position a drone right there to make sure that there was a hole.
Oh, good throw.
Yeah. I think RagnaroK is in pretty darn good shape here.
Yeah.
Now, maybe he can hold, right? Like, this is a pretty deep dive. I'm a little bit surprised he went all the way up there, but he is taking out the pylon. As the Oracle finishes up, that obviously is going to help a lot, but it will run out of energy as well.
Yeah, there's only one pylon there.
Yeah.
So Ling speed's about to finish. With the Oracle coming out, I mean, the Oracle not exactly great against Lings. There's just too many targets stealing damage, even if it kills stuff fast. So this is going to be it. I mean, can he actually survive here with his workers, or are we going to go immediately into game 3?
Well, don't forget RagnaroK has almost no workers at home, so
that's very true.
There's he's dead.
I think
He's
it's
dead.
over, man.
Yeah, just not enough energy.
Yeah, had the Stalker lived and maybe a battery finishes. In fact, I think this pylon dies before this Oracle can even get out. Wow, look at that. We're going to game 3. Not all games are made evenly.
I love the double fist pump there from RagnaroK after getting just destroyed by an amazing macro play from Creator in game 1.
Yeah, he's like, well,
he just does the cheesiest all-in that there is and gives the double fist pump.
Yeah.
This is a future champion here.
This is, I love it. He's like, hey, Creator, I really want to win. Sorry.
Yeah.
So we're tied up 1-1.
I love
Does he have anything else like that?
Oh, God, you know he has everything like that.
This is, you know, one of these games where, I mean, it's why we have a best of 3, right? I mean, someone could do some crazy strat, but you can't do that every game.
Do you remember the Anarchist cookbook from when we were kids?
Yeah.
He's got like the RagnaroK cookbook, man, where it's
Ragnarok
got
cookbook.
every gross ZVP build that there is.
Yeah. All right, guys. Curious Minds for map 4 here. RagnaroK versus Creator continues on. Let's see who comes out on top right now.
I came for war.
Alpha X, RagnaroK. Team NV, Creator.
It'd be amazing if RagnaroK like just did the same thing again.
I would
Pull
welcome
first.
that. Yeah, it could be.
Dude, if he does the same thing again and then beats Creator, it's like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
It shows that there is no justice in the universe. Oh, hold on. Drone. Maybe go to proxy? Yeah, true. What's he want to do?
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, you know what? This is hilarious. So he went up here. He knows that the probe will go check for him.
Yeah.
And his hatch wasn't there. So I think he's trying to sneak back up.
Oh my god, it's
Goes
not gonna work.
around. He's waiting for him to go up to the main, and now he's going to take it. Oh,
That was close.
that was some heavy mind games right there.
Yeah.
But it's, you know, it's reasonably delayed, I guess. RagnaroK, though, did go for that pool first. Now, does he do the same cheese? Or a different cheese?
I do feel like he's going to cheese one way or the other.
Look, I don't think we're getting into Vipers this game. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I think that I think you're probably right about that. I think he basically tried game 1. He's like, all right, I'm going to give my best straight up play, and then it didn't work, and he's like, all right, we're doing all-ins.
Okay, Feelings chasing the probe around. Obviously, that's going to be eliminated. And we should have speed starting just momentarily here.
I'm on the lookout, man. I've got my cheese radar out here.
Yeah.
Well, we don't have a third hatchery yet. And again, I think, you know, this is going to be one of those games I think we want to watch from the Zerg's perspective first. Just see how this best of 3 is panned out.
Dude, he sees the Stargate here. So the build is actually basically the same from Creator. Does he pull that trigger? I don't think so, Tasteless.
Don't think so?
No, he's going to take a third.
Yeah, maybe he does just play straight up. Who knows? Second gate coming down here. Now, for Creator, do we have the Oracle play again? Or is that going to be like a, you know, one unique game for this whole season?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I don't think it's something you probably want to do every game, but I wouldn't be surprised if it is 1 Stargate Oracles. Like, you know, not necessarily as many as we saw before, but, you know, 2 Oracles is great, 3 Oracles is great.
Right.
I think the time of the Void Ray is going away a little bit.
I feel like the Void Ray is becoming a little bit obsolete, to be honest with you here.
And here's the thing. I'm talking about pro level. I think on the ladder, that build will not go away until patches occur because it's just so easy.
Yeah.
People are looking for the easy way out on the ladder, you know? Oh, there's a Void Ray. Now, is it more than 1 Void?
Yeah, that's the question. Because, you know, 1 Void Ray basically means that you're just going to be safe. You can't be tampered with early on. If you start to get a lot, then you're actually teching into air, basically. So immediately drives the Oracle out.
All right, that Void Ray as it finishes, and we see what is made next. Another Oracle. Okay, so I think the Void Ray is just to clear out Overlords. Maybe make him think that it's Sky Toss. Another Overlord going to be diving in over here. Void Ray should go down and deal with it right away. No third Nexus yet.
No. Are we going to have some kind of a timing here? Okay, this is a little bit sloppy here. That's not going to get away.
That's bad. That was a big mistake.
Yeah.
Okay, another Oracle coming out. But losing an Oracle like that, that's pretty bad.
All right, we've got a Ro.10 coming here as well. And so it is going to be a little bit of a later third, but a third nonetheless. As we're just going to have continued tech up here.
All right, another Oracle flies in. Oh, takes some pretty heavy hull damage for 2 kills. Robo on the way. Normally when you see Robo after Void Ray, it is a Sky Toss build, but he's adding gateways. This is very strange to me. Because we don't have a Twilight, but you're adding gateways, and you have like 2 Oracles and a Void Ray and a Robo on the way. Like, this doesn't fit into anything I can think of.
We do not have a Twilight, right?
No Twilight.
I'm not making this up. Okay, because I didn't see one, but I thought I might have missed it. Because it feels like... Now, I don't...
Oh, he's just going to do a gateway all-in with a Prism.
Oh, how funny.
Yeah, like, I think we're going to see 1 Immortal,
yeah,
Prism,
I think you're right.
And just all-in. And these builds almost never work.
Well, it's a very, very obtuse build. It's probably not the most optimal way to play, but it might hit at a weird time. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, I think that is the point, right?
Yeah. Like, but this can work against some very good players, where like they just think they won't be able to identify that this one thing is coming.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely a possibility.
But I do think that if this is held, it's like impossible for Protoss to recover.
But hold on, there's a Dropper Lord being made, a lot of Lings, so I think he's going to pick up his Queens, go across the map for an attack. He's going to be awfully surprised by the amount of gateway units that get made.
Yeah.
So there's a possibility that he actually just kind of gets punished.
Yeah. Well, he's going to attack into in a place where like actually Protoss might be very ready. But let's watch and see how this goes down.
Dude, that Ravager morph, so brutal. Has to pull back the Void Ray, has to give up this Nexus. So very good play here from RagnaroK. But there's a lot of gateway units. Like, I think that you can just straight up live against this, but losing that Nexus is definitely not good. Now, does RagnaroK go home?
I think he does. Yeah. I don't think you overextend here. Does this mean the timing attack is just screwed up here?
Well, he's going into Disruptor, so that'll add a lot of value against the Roach. And Ravagers, obviously. There's a bunch of Ravagers in there as well. I think Creator still has some potential here. It's like obviously not good, but yeah, I mean you get a couple good Disruptor hits and you're just like producing off all your gateways, you might be able to kill him.
So Zerg's taking a 4th base now, and we don't have a 3rd making at all. If you notice, we just had, it was a split second, but we saw a probe go up there to the upper right. You can't expand there either. So like this actually puts a lot of pressure. RagnaroK might just win, guys. Like it's pretty bad if you lose your 3rd base as Protoss and you don't get another 3rd, you don't claim it back immediately.
Oh man. Tasteless, I think he's actually not going to attack. See, he's making probes again. He cleared the creep. He's getting ready to make a Nexus there. He's making Colossi. All those things point towards... I think what Creator wants to do is just absorb the craziness that is RagnaroK. Because RagnaroK has been playing a lot like this in PvZ, where he just goes like Ling, Bane, Roach, Ravager.
Right.
And he just shoves into you over and over. So we see a lot of force fields are out. He's getting multiple Colossi. And I guess if you absorb the first 2 attacks well here without losing your economy anymore, I think you're probably slightly ahead after absorbing 2 attacks.
Yeah, could be right.
I think so. All
right, so that 3rd is it's on the way over here. We're seeing a big investment into Banelings, by the way. There's a lot of Banes in this game. 9 more being made. It looks like he wants to do, I think that's Queens in there. Yeah, Queen drop.
He's just been putting creep everywhere.
Yeah.
Now, there is an Infestation Pit coming up, so that's a little bit of a backup plan here for RagnaroK. That could help him out quite a bit. Now, can you live against this first attack? This is the big The big moment. Oh, God, the Banelings are just rolling.
Oh, my God.
There's just so many Banelings.
Yeah, there's so many coming in here. Oh, and even the Queen's just dropped over here. I don't even know if creators can follow this.
Just getting
I think
slammed.
RagnaroK just won. This is so much damage here. I think exactly. Yeah, he actually gets the Nexus. I guess it gets canceled actually, but
loses a lot of probes. Yeah, you can see the look on Creator's face that he knows that he's pretty much dead at this point.
Yeah, he's in a lot of trouble right now. And it seems like there's going to be an attempted counterattack. Now Protoss is going to back up. The third Nexus hasn't even been restarted yet. And I think that was such a crippling blow.
Yeah. Creator doesn't have anything left. His economy is really, really terrible. His upgrades are not there. He lost a bunch of his tech units. He still has some, but like RagnaroK has enough creep and enough bases and enough drones that you can't really see him falling at this point. Look how annoying these Queens are. Oh my God.
Yeah, this is kind of crazy. I'm kind of stunned that this is going this well for RagnaroK, but I mean, honestly, the setup was really good. If you can slow down someone like Creator really early on, it's so hard to climb back out of that, you know? And really, Protoss hasn't gotten started up until they have that third base, usually.
Yeah, and early game Protoss taking economic damage is really brutal. We see this. Yeah. We see this pretty often, right? Like a Widowmine drop gets off, or something like this, where like the third base just gets blown up. Like you don't have a lot of recourse at that point. Really need to get that economy a bit bigger. So good force fields go down. He's trying to utilize these Colossus, but this is really his last-ditch effort.
Yeah, this is a lot of damage. There it is, GG. RagnaroK does it.
Yeah, well
Starting
done.
the day off with an upset here.
Well, RagnaroK is, I think eventually we're not going to call an upset anymore because he is going up the ranks.
He is
improving. He had a great season last season as well.
He did.
And here he is, and like he's playing very cheesy, very aggressive. But you know what? If you just continually win with it, who cares?
Yeah, doesn't matter.
Doesn't
All
matter.
you got to do is win. You can win in a game that takes an hour. You can win in a game that takes just a few minutes.
Look, you play like this on the ladder, you're evil. But in a tournament, anything goes.
Yeah.
You're just here to win.
That's true. Guys, we're going to take a break. Coming up next, Bunny versus Dark, a TVZ. You do not want to miss it. We will be right back.